Hello, beautiful women. Divine Coach Jackie here. So, this is exciting. I adore the videos where I get to bring you closer to my personal life. What I teach you in this program and the systems and the practical tasks, I use this. I'm just going to pop my computer on Do Not Disturb. Hang on a second. There we go. So, I use this stuff. Like I have practiced everything before I have loaded it in, before I have taught it, before I have really, honored it and said that it is part of this energetics of motherhood and how we transform and we grow as a family. So today I want to bring you up to my personal experience using the Master of the Mirror. Really, really powerful work. And the Master of the Mirror system is rapid healing. So we obviously use Psych K, we use emotion code, we use tapping, we use other tools to heal. But what I want to share here is awareness, like really profound moments of awareness where we have, you would have all had these aha moments or someone said something and you're like, wow, that hit me. I felt that and it felt deeper than just my conscious mind. Sort of it went below the level of consciousness almost. And this is what we're aiming for. Once you run with these tools and you become the energetic leader and the energetic mother, you can shift beliefs and your subconscious mind in these profound moments. And that's sort of what I've worked towards with some of these tools and these simple systems. They're only maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 questions you're asking, right? And often you won't have time to do that in the moment. Sometimes you will. It might be something you need to sit with later, journal about, and ask yourself the questions. You're still going to get the answer. You don't have to be in the trigger in the moment every time. We're pretty good at recalling the feelings we had and where they were in the body and getting answers. And, I say to you all the time in the coaching calls, my favorite thing is ask a question, get an answer, ladies. They're the women who heal, the ones who ask the question of their insides, because the truth is you hold the answer. I do not have the answers for you. I have systems, tools, practical ways of moving through motherhood with grace to heal, but I don't have the answers for you. Answers are always within the individual. And so this is where when we've given away our power for a very long time, that will feel foreign. What I want to build you towards is remembering that if I don't ask a question in this moment within and do a bit of a reflective exercise, I'm probably going to repeat this pattern. I'm probably not going to get an answer because I haven't asked a question. So put yourself on that pedestal. Own that every answer you need in order to heal, grow, help your children thrive is within you right this very second. But you need to prioritize doing this work and not fill your time and your evenings, mornings, middays up with the tasks of motherhood that feel familiar and avoid the ones that feel like I have to inquire within myself here and I have to maybe go through some discomfort. So the Master of the Mirror is all about taking healing by the balls. And, our core relationships are the ones that are here to heal us, help us heal the most. And our children are number one. I want to say they really are because they're of you. They're not just another soul, another person walking earth that you've connected and aligned with to grow. They're of you. They know more about you than you know about yourself almost. Yeah. It's a date with destiny. Like they've chosen you divinely and you've also called them in divinely. So being the master of the mirror with your children will accelerate your healing beyond a lot of work you would have done. And I'm going to share with you what came up for me recently, quite recently, because this journey doesn't end. Like I don't sit here on this side of the computer screen, kind of claiming that I don't have moments. I have them quite often, but it's not about the moment. And taking away the moment would be me wanting to take away my continuous growth as a woman. And I've had a wonderful experience with growth. I don't want that. So to grow, we need to often get uncomfortable. So I do have moments in my family. My children are growing up and evolving. They're changing in age, behavior. I'm growing and evolving. My husband is. So we're always different versions, which means we can always continue to grow. There's not an end to that. What I want you to see that there is an end to is the repetitive cycles. They are the ones that really push us to the brink because we feel broken, we feel stuck and trapped. And this is not a nice feeling. And once we feel that way, we will often revert to self sabotaging behaviors and thoughts and beliefs because it's just a feeling of no matter what I do, I can't change this. Truth be told, you're using your conscious mind, which remember is 5% of the willpower, not the 95% subconscious, which is where all your triggers are. So if you're not working with someone or you haven't before and dealt with that, that's why you're here. And that's exactly why this course is going to help you heal rapidly. So basically what we want to be doing is we want to be bringing this deep level of awareness into our mind, even at the conscious level, but that it's sort of groundbreaking enough that you can't forget about it. It's not just like, oh, that was a fun little exercise. It's like, boom, I just found something that is really hard to ignore. And once you've found that, you will find you will innately want to do something with it. And there's many ways in this program. You're going to have tools to process and work with what you find out when you use the Master of the Mirror system. And then you're also going to have your healing sessions where you can take some new beliefs you want to form based off what you find to those sessions and say, oh, I want to believe this about my kids, this about my worth, this about my motherhood, this about my mother, whatever it is. But it's not just an inquiry, but the inquiry will have a level of impact that it's going to change you anyway. So please don't shy away from this thinking, oh, but I don't have the tools yet. Repetition will also change your subconscious mind. Really important. If you can't get to a tool, if things aren't there right now, just repetitively calling out and finding awareness on this is going to change your subconscious mind. It just takes longer. And what we're here to do is to spend 90 days together and transform our identity. So therefore, that's why I bring in the fast, rapid tools. So now here we go. So I had a situation recently with both my children, and I had a very important appointment. I homeschool my children, so they're with me quite often. And I had specifically said to them, this is very important to me. This appointment is very important to me. It was actually like an appointment with my midwife because I'm currently pregnant with my third child. And I thought I want them to come because I want to trust and believe that even though that's not the perfect environment to have a child or children, an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old, that I believe that we can do this. It's half an hour. It's not a long time. And obviously I had set that up. This is the divine plan, ladies. Like I had made that decision because I wanted to grow. Because that's exactly what happened. So there's no accidents. You don't make mistakes. I didn't make a mistake by taking my children to this appointment. What I did was I took my children, felt really uncomfortable. I'm going to explain what happened. And then I was able to come home and use that information to find some pretty big beliefs that I was carrying around in my motherhood journey and not even aware of. That were definitely impacting me emotionally. So it's really powerful. You don't make mistakes, right? That's a perfect example of something that felt uncomfortable, but without it, I would have continued those beliefs and continued suffering on some emotional level. So I had the situation, we went there, they did not do what we had agreed to. They did not behave, they did not treat it respectfully, they did not listen when they were asked to stop things. Quite like I'm a pretty free, easygoing mum. I'm pretty understanding, compassionate, and kind. But it was beyond that. And this is, again, part of the plan, right? They wanted to trigger me. This was the journey. And so anyway, it ended pretty poorly. They'd been into some toys in another room of a psychologist that wasn't part of the deal, and they made a mess. And there was a lot of embarrassment, a bit of shame. But mainly sadness was what I felt. I felt sad that my children had not respected my request for them to behave and let me enjoy this moment because it was important to me. So very interestingly, we finished the day. I set up some pretty firm boundaries. I did absolutely make some mistakes and errors in the way I spoke to them and what I did. We cleaned all of that up because we always do. We reset ourselves. But I did tell them that I wasn't quite ready to just jump straight back into it until I could work on myself to find out why I'd created that moment and what I wanted to change so I didn't end up there again. So I was clear and I said, yeah, we're good. I love you dearly. I want to reset, but I also need some space now. And I actually got their dad to take them somewhere and I sat with it. And that's the process they get to see of a woman healing, yeah, and taking responsibility. Was there were clear boundaries in that I need space from you. It's not a love thing. I need to work on why I allowed that to happen and deal with and meet my feelings about it, right? Not just bury them. So anyway, so I came and I did the Master of the Mirror. Why was this happening? What is going on that is inside of me that they're showing me in this behavioral moment? So if you're in this unit at the moment, you're going to be able to see the question. So I sat with this. So it says the next time a challenge arises with your child, pause and ask, which I did after the fact, which is fine, as I said. What must I believe for this argument, conversation, or reaction to be happening right now? So taking myself back, which we can easily do because imagination is more powerful than anything, and putting myself back in that moment, what must I believe to allow that to be happening? Well, I thought to myself, I must believe that I matter less than them, because for them to be showing me that they're more important and their needs to have fun and jump around and cause chaos were more important to them than my need to feel calm, relaxed, and enjoy my time. It led me to see that, wow, I must believe that I matter less. My children matter more than I do. It's very powerful immediately. So I want you to go deep with this. This isn't surface stuff we're doing. Go deep. Deeper you go, the quicker we relieve you of these patterns where they're playing out in lots of places in your life. The next question is, what was this belief? When was this belief first formed? Now, this is a little bit of an intuitive question. I have no doubt you're going to get an answer every single time, and I want you to trust that answer. Don't go into your head about it. If you want to start questioning it, that's a different part of you. You don't need that. You need the intuitive answer. So mine immediately came back as it's my mother's belief. That was how she raised us. So her belief was that we mattered more than she did. So I grew up believing that a mother matters less than the children. And when I was the child, I grew up thinking I mattered more than my mother. So, wow, here we have a belief that actually, Jackie, this isn't even yours. So I'm finding it and I'm feeling emotional and sad because I'm like, wow, how do I believe that they're more important than me? Why? And that's a lot to put on them. I felt like a lot was put on me in childhood around that because I didn't ask to be made to feel more. It was just the beliefs of the family. And so I was like, my goodness, here we go. Do I still want to hold this belief as my truth? Absolutely not. So immediately I have a conscious awareness and an answer saying, I want to change this. I don't want to believe anyone matters more than I matter. I don't want to believe I matter more necessarily, but I certainly don't want to be second best because that's not self-love, right? Everyone can be equal, can they not? So really interesting. I got to that point. Okay, so now we take it a little bit deeper. So the mirror truly reflects here, and this is a key piece. So what would my child have to believe about me for them to act this way? And I just gave you a little bit of a clue there. It was like what I would have believed, which was that they think I don't matter as much as them. They're like, well, we'll just do this because mum's needs don't matter as much as our needs. So our needs rule, right? Our needs win. We're going to do what we want. So they're just literally playing out the beliefs that I've brought into the family. And that's not to take away that I needed to set some boundaries and use some communication, some strong communication. Like, you're not just taking away responsibility that you want to teach them to behave differently, but you need to also have that compassion for them that they only have what they have to work with, right? And if your energy and frequency is constantly communicating with them and saying, yeah, well, mum's a bit of a pushover because at the end of the day, we matter more. Then they're children, they're growing, they're developing. They don't have that adult sense of, oh, that's not the way to go. That's not right. That's not kind or respectful. They're just pushing on all the things. And so what would I have to believe about my child for me to react this way? So this is where we're getting into this sort of two-way, it becomes almost like a three-way mirror in a second. And that is that they don't care about me. So I have a belief that my children don't care about me based off the fact that my belief is that they're more important than I am. So consciously, I'm believing they don't care about me. And so if I change my belief, how does this entire experience shift? Well, this is where I want to share with you what I chose to do. And this is, I would recommend doing this most times because I feel like the pattern you will find will so often not be your own. So the belief I chose, I care about myself. My mother cares about herself, and my child cares about me. So that's one version. The other version would be, I matter deeply. My mother matters deeply, and my child knows I matter deeply. So you could probably even combine that. Or if it felt powerful, you could do two separate belief statements, all with those three different perspectives. Because it's like the triangle. It's like we need to include all parties to this belief system. And once we do that, the relief is astounding because you're not only just taking note of this relationship, you're looking backwards as well to see, wow, I could actually help my mother heal by believing something new about this and by changing my entire childhood perspective in just one belief because of the power of the system and the master of the mirror system. So that felt so nice to me. And I had a lot of tears around that and realized how long that had sat there. You know, that I believed that a good mother didn't matter as much as her kids. And so it's super powerful stuff, ladies. I'm going to finish it up so it's not a really long video, but I wanted to take you through those steps. And all you need to do is take the information, write down what I've shared, and use it on repeat when you can in your own family. And even on past things that have happened or that are continuing to happen, repetitive cycles you're noticing, start there. Start with something that's already going on and see how much better and quicker you're going to get at coming down to that major entire experience shift, which is the goal at the end. And then obviously bringing any beliefs that you want to check subconsciously or that you've journaled out into those healing sessions so that we can just check that subconsciously you've altered something. And if not, we have the tools to do it quite quickly. So that is from me today. Personal experience from my own life, from me to you. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. See you, beautifuls. Bye.